Today is March 11th, 2016. Everybody's an expert, you know. Except for me, because you know why? That's the reason why I always support my opinion. It's March 11th, 2016. And when I make a video to make citations, illustrate my point, because this mug right here, he thinks he's an expert. Ay, ay, ay.
Hello out there, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of One Word a Day with Ed Trumnell. I want to thank you for stopping by. There is a subgenre of videos on YouTube. They're made within the African American community, and they're basically dedicated to trashing African American women. Now, ironically, these videos are made not by white men, not by white women. This isn't really an interracial thing, but rather they're made by African American males. I've put some examples in the description box. This isn't just one or two. Again, this is a whole kind of a cottage industry on YouTube, and they follow a rather predictable pattern. African American guys will get up on YouTube and they'll say how they're not interested in African American women. They're just not good enough for them anymore. And they'll typically, their argument will follow a few points. One, that African American women are overweight. Not all, of course, but disproportionately overweight.
I cannot guarantee, but I'm pretty sure that I have never done a video about black women in which I have spoken about their weight. As I said at the beginning of this video, this mug doesn't have one video to back up what he's saying. He doesn't have a citation, he doesn't have a reference. All he has is his opinion in his very nice apartment. I like his apartment. I would live there, but I like where I live too. Anyway, his apartment, his t-shirt, his anything about him presenting himself doesn't lend itself to the aspect that he is an expert. But he is he's going off.
And I'm going to explain each of these points and look at some of the root causes, and you'll see, just to kind of give you the answer in advance. Some of these arguments do have some validity, but the root problem really is more in African American masculinity, or rather a lack or an insufficient abundance.
This is the part that I don't know. That's me. That's me in the mirror.
Of positive masculinity within the African American community, but I'll go on to that and I'll explain that before we break here. Then the second thing they talk about again is unfeminine behavior, and also that a disproportionate number of African American women are single mothers, which right there, that seems, because they're not getting those babies through immaculate conception. But anyway, let's look at this. To give you,
I've always said that the so-called black man, shares blame There's a certain narrative that is becoming apparent. If you can't not realize that the same sick forces that support slavery want to destroy the black man have attacked the black woman, I don't know what else to say. I have my issues to deal with, which is what is on my plate at any given moment. We have all been manipulated into hating ourselves. I was not Barbie, so no white man wanted me. My ass was way too big for a white man to be seen with me. We are being destroyed by the media. I just do not like blaming the black woman. Do not blame the black woman. The black woman is where all human life begins. She needs to be lifted up and not torn down.
Another perspective on it, a white male perspective. Most of the African American women that I encounter in my circles are African American women who are products of upper middle class environments. Most of them are educated. Most of them are fit, or certainly they're no more overweight than the average white women that I meet, or white men that I meet, or you know.
You're talking about Olivia Pope, right? Right? You're talking about Olivia Pope. I'm not going to waste a lot of time with this bug. I think his video is short anyway. But the point that I'm making is that he hasn't brought any supporting. He won't bring any supporting evidence to with all this crap that he's talking.
Luxury that exists. Femininity is a luxury that exists from men within a given community, manning up, being fathers, being breadwinners, being heads of households. When men are absent from the home, or when men are engaging in socially counterproductive behavior, women have to step into the vacuum. And women can't do that from a basis of being super feminine. They have to adopt some of those masculine behaviors. And yes, they're not as attractive on women. But they're there in the first place because men within a given community are not stepping up, are not manning up, are not doing performing their proper role in a given society.
Fuck you. Today, I'd like to talk about my experiences. It doesn't have anything to do with family. I was on the bus today, waiting for the bus, and finally the bus comes, and I sit in the back because I have a backpack on, and I try to be as friendly, but I certainly try to avoid trouble. White man, you know, earlier, he seemed like I don't know, I probably would just not, I wouldn't beat him up. Even though he's talking about my masculinity, I wouldn't kick his ass. Sat down on the bus. The black lady had her bags in the seat next to me. Of course, she wouldn't move them, and with basically she was taking up 3 seats. But I just sat down. Nice young black girl, nice beautiful afro athlete, very nice young lady. Someone that I would like if I was going to pick out a daughter, a little African American daughter. I would have picked her out. I would have made her darker though. But I don't care about all that crap. I don't care about that. But so I turned the girl, she looked at my outfit. She goes, "Oh, you're wearing the Flash today." And I turned around and showed her my shirt, put my glasses. And in the process of turning, because the damn mean ass black chick bags were touching my ass. So when I moved, motherfucking, yeah, her bags fell on the floor. Because she's in her seat and she's got 3 other seats to the fuck that she told me, you need to stop moving around. I was like, what? What? Yeah. I was like, don't talk to me. Because you don't know, he don't know. Of course, she's always talking to somebody on the phone. He don't know who he's fucking with. So that's when I like thought about it for a second and wanted to kick my own ass for sitting anywhere within feet of any type of crazy ass motherfucker, man. So anyway, this is my citation to the kind of crazy shit you deal with
This
black
female
women.
went to at least 2 of my videos and posted
No,
this exact same comment.
This is the one. I'm going to get to that one later.
I just feel like dropping a quick bomb on these weave wearing.
No, where is it? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Thought I had it. Okay, this is got to see this video. This is it. I know I had it here somewhere. This is, I mean, when you deal with them, it's so stupid, and they're always ready to go for violence.
Are you crazy? Are you absolutely out of your mind? Because we're trying to drive here and you drive us off the cliff. And you just... What is wrong with you, woman? All right. Calm down. Everybody calm down. All right, calm down, sir. Unbelievable. Calm down, please. Sir, I'll start with you. Can you tell me your name and what happened? Yeah, my name is Jamie Shepler. And I earlier today, I took my family to the mall, okay? And then when we finished our shopping, I got into my car. We're driving on the freeway. The next thing I know, this woman is violently ramming our car from behind, and my kids are in the back seat. Ma'am, did you do this? Yes, I did. She took my parking spot. She deliberately slammed into the back of our car because she thought we took...
Now, as I said before, I admire people who capture the stupidity of certain individuals and certain hive-minded where there's no fun. Now, that incident that I had on the bus with that lady today, that was my bad. Because you don't, when you stay away from them, stand your ass up. Do not sit next to them. You will get hit. You will get blamed. You will certainly end up in some kind of vortex of stupidity.
Spots. I'm sure that's not what you're saying. Is that what you're saying, ma'am?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. That man took my spot.
See, she's crazy. Okay. Ma'am, may I have your name, please?
My name is Yvonne Criddle, and I saw that spot first, so I had...
She was following us for 20 miles, and I tried to lose her in these hills, and she tried to run us off of a cliff. Ma'am, did you try to run this man and his family off of a cliff?
Yes, I tried that. I almost had him on a couple of those hairpin turns.
Unbelievable.
But see, he pulled into my parking spot.
So you tried to kill him?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And if I hadn't had to stop at that railroad crossing, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But see, officer, they had pulled into my parking spot. Now, I want to know what you can do.
Do you realize what?
First of all, I mean, in real life, the black man would get arrested. The police officer some kind of under some kind of Svengali. Oh Lord, let's look at Svengali. A person who exercises a controlling or mesmeric influence on another, especially for a sinister purpose. Mesmeric. Causing a person to become completely transfixed and unaware of anything else around them. Alright? Svengali here. Because in real life, she's not going to go to jail. He would. But in real life, she would be telling you, I did it. I did it.
Say? Yes, I do realize it. But see, I don't like to walk far, and that spot was closed.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. She's saying that she would kill my kids. Are you saying that you would kill my kids because we made you walk far?
Yes, I would kill you. But I had to circle around for that spot.
That's sick, okay? And besides that, there were like 4 other open spots there.
But see, I needed the spot close to the garden center because I needed to get me a shovel.
It's irrelevant why you need a shovel. I don't need to know that.
But I needed that shovel to brain my neighbor's dog.
Miss Criddle, don't say anything more about the shovel.
But my neighbor's sprinklers keep hitting my car. And so that's why I was...
Oh my God, lady. You were planning on killing someone's dog because your car got wet?
Yes, that was my plan. But see, those sprinklers keep hitting that car like that. And that wears down that paint job.
Alright,
and so that's why I needed to go get that shovel.
Miss Criddle,
but it was heavy, so I wanted to walk close.
Miss Criddle, don't tell me anything.
But he pulled into my spot, so I had to kill him and his kids.
Can you hold this for me, please? Miss Criddle, I'm gonna have to...
Hello to everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode
Okay, good.
of One Word
But
a Day
that man
with
took my
Ed
spot.
There is a
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be held against you in a court of law.
But that shovel was heavy. I'm gonna tell him that.
Cannot provide yourself with a form will be provided for you by the state.
Sound good, but see, when her sprinklers hit my car like that, that just ain't right. I
Miss
had to go
Criddle, do you
get me that
understand the
shovel.
rates?
Yes, I do. I sure do, but I had to bring that
by African American males. I've put some examples in the description box. This isn't just one or two. Again, this is a whole kind of a cottage industry on YouTube, and
So let me break it down for you with this man, this liberal. He's an agent. He's dusty ass. I wouldn't kick his ass, but I probably would not hold a long conversation with him because he is dogmatic. He's a dogmatic mug, inclined to lay down principles as incontrovertibly true. He gives his opinion without trying to be dogmatic. Okay. A principle or set of principles laid down by an authority. Alright? This bug thinks he's an authority, and he thinks he's an authority. Listen to him.
rather predictable pattern. African American guys will get up on YouTube and they'll say how they're not interested in African American women. They're just not good enough for them anymore. And they'll typically, their argument will follow a few points. One, that African American women are overweight. Not all, of course, but disproportionately overweight.
As I said earlier, I don't give a fuck about a person's weight when they're like discriminating against me, which black women do. I don't talk about a person's weight. I need to lose some weight myself. But this is me. My big fat stomach. And the mayor of Charleston, he knows me. It's not who you know, it's who knows you. Where's your mayor? Who do you know? Mr. Smart Motherfucker? He's a smart ass.
Explain each of these points and look at some.
Nothing that I ever talk about has anything to do with the way black women look.
Now, of course, we've been hearing this for years. It's a lie that has been co-signed even by Barack Obama. Whenever a person mentions that over 70% of black homes are headed by single black women, the first thing that pops into most people's mind is that the reason they're single is because the man didn't want to be a father and abandoned both her and the child. Now, in order for this lie to be believed, you would have to assume two things. One, that all relationships between black couples who have a child are ended by the black male. Two, that all relationships are ended by the black male because he didn't want the responsibility. Now, in order for anybody to believe that, they have to be either a racist or somebody who supports racist lies against black males. Because if this were true, we would have to conclude that women who have kids never dump their kid's father in the black community. Right? We would also have to conclude that black women who have kids.
With I don't want to bring that mug out, but I put him in. I put the young. Well, I got to bring him out because I'm talking about him.
Hello out there, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of One Word a Day with Ed Trumnell.
I think he's stretching the meaning of the word exciting. Anyway.
Thank you for stopping by. There is a subgenre of videos on YouTube. They're made within the African American community, and they're basically dedicated to trashing African American women. Now, ironically, these videos are made not by white men, not by white women. This isn't really an interracial thing, but rather they're made by African American males. I've put some examples in the description box. This isn't just one or two. Again, this is a whole.
This mug gets on my nerves. But yeah, that's what they believe. It's always a black man's fault. But you know what? If you fuck with one of them bugs, if you have sex with them, if you make a baby, that's your damn fault. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story.
Are all well-mannered and show respect for their kid's father. Right? We'd have to assume that all single black mothers are compatible. Because if they're incompatible, then you can't say that the father simply abandoned her. Right? That would be a case of her pushing him away. Now, in black women's mind, they don't accept the idea of men being pushed away from them if they have that man's child. In black women's mind, because she has this child, then he is obligated to put up with any amount of shit that she decides to give him for as long as she decides to give it to him. And oftentimes black women have a man's child. She also behaves in a more dominant way. We know how black women are in relation to her kid's father. We're all aware of how black women tend to change once there's a child involved, because she knows she got the system behind her, right? And she can do anything she wants to that man.
What'd you say? She has what behind him? What did you say?
Has this child,
then he is obligated to put up with any amount of shit that she decides to give him for as long as she decides to give it to him. And oftentimes black women have a man's child. She also behaves in a more dominant way. We know how black women are in relation to her kid's father. We're all aware of how black women tend to change once there's a child involved, because she knows she got the system behind her, right? And she can do anything she wants to that man whenever she decides to do it. And that changes her whole attitude. We're all aware of how black women make a big deal out of petty things. Many women, have such little respect for fatherhood that they will not permit the man to be the final decision maker in regard to raising a boy, which he should be, and as well in many cases raising a girl. Instead, she will insult and undermine his authority by going against what the father has instructed, oftentimes in front of his own kids, basically making a mockery of him as a father and as an authority figure, and humiliating him in front of his kids. Over several decades, black women have been groomed to believe and function as if they are the boss, the big mama persona. This has particularly been the case for the past 43 years. And if black men eventually get fed up with playing a subordinate role and being insulted as a man, as a father, he'll often leave the relationship with his kid's mother. Oftentimes, the female herself simply hates her kid's father for some petty ass reasons and decides to dump him. This is how relationships work. Sometimes women dump the men, sometimes the men dump the women. Right? Some men are active in their kid's life, but on paper, the female is still a single mother because only her name and the child is on the lease. Sometimes both the father and the mother agree that they're incompatible and believe it's best if they are not living in the same home, right? Because they're always arguing. It's not a good environment for the child. Other times they'll opt to live apart for financial reasons, even though he's over her house all the time and taking care of his kids. Right? We all know that the courts will award the mother custody 99% of the time, no matter if she's a severely dysfunctional woman or not. So you have to be a complete idiot to believe that 100% of black mothers were simply abandoned by their kid's father. Or, as I mentioned earlier, you have to be a racist or somebody who supports racist beliefs. The black women who co-sign with this lie are both idiots and people who support racist lies. This has always been one of black women's favorite lies because it removes any possibility of themselves being seen as incompatible or part of the reason they're single. They can put it all on the man. It has nothing to do with me. I'm a perfect woman. It's a lie that projects black women as innocent victims of black male savagery. This is the exact same racist sentiments that white racists use. The black guy did it. Several times whites have committed crimes and then told the cops that some black guy did it, or they'll blame it on some black guy that did exist. They'll wrongfully blame a black man. And other times they'll just say a black guy did it, when they know damn well they ain't even seen no black guy, that they themselves did it. This is the same scenario. Black men are the scapegoats for white racists and simultaneously the scapegoats for black women. For decades, black men have been projected by the the racist white media in Hollywood as subhuman, violent savages. Whenever black women say that the cause of all single black mothers is the black man who abandoned those women, they are marching to the exact same beat.
When you deal with them motherfuckers, when you deal with the devil, when you deal with the fucking devil, what the fuck do you expect? Do you expect righteousness and justice? The devil is unfair. He's unfair.
Played by white racists to remove guilt from themselves by blaming a black man. You even have a lot of doofus ass black men out here who've been brainwashed to promote this bullshit by their retarded ass mothers and other women in their family. Right? This lie, which is primarily supported by black women, supports the belief that it's justified to kill black men for the most minor reasons. Because it's a subhuman, savage move to simply walk out of your child's life because you don't want the responsibility. Now, if so many black men didn't want the responsibility, then how is it possible that black men who are involved in their kid's life are more involved on an organic level with their child than all other races of men? You know, if so many black men dreaded the idea of being a part of his kid's life, then you would expect the black men who do live with his kids to be less involved in the activities with their kids than other men. Yet, evidence suggests the very opposite. Right, according to these studies, black men show a pattern of pleasure in being part of their kid's life. So it's much more likely that so many black mothers are single because they're simply incompatible as mothers and as mates, as wives. Also note the fact that the majority of divorces are filed by women. How can they claim that 100% of them who are single mothers were abandoned when we know that the vast majority of divorces are filed by women? And the fact that there are more black men who are married than there are black women who are married supports the belief that they're incompatible, especially when you consider that there are about 2 million more black women than there are black men. So black women can avoid confronting their own inadequacies, which make them incompatible, by lying on their kids' fathers, by saying that they're single because he decided to leave for no other reason than not wanting the responsibility. And this behavior makes black women allied with the racist elements that go into white society feeling justified to exercise the most extreme acts of racism against black males. As several black men have been saying time and time again, black women are agents of the system, agents of white racism. They are the major force behind the black population control, especially black male population control. And if you don't believe that many black women have abortions because they found out that they're going to have a boy rather than a girl, you're kidding yourself. When you see them post images of kids on Facebook, kids who they believe are beautiful and attractive, it's virtually always a photo of a girl. I've never seen them post a picture of a boy, personally, ever. We're all aware of how black women's culture is to abuse their sons and pamper their daughters. It's because black women are a reflection of the white racist system that coddles to black females over black males. You see, their whole mindset is aligned.
Did you hear what he said? Listen to this shit.
Unfeminine behavior, which I is one of the key complaints here. It is important to understand that feminine behavior is a luxury that exists. Femininity is a luxury that exists from men within a given community, manning up, being fathers, being breadwinners, being heads of households. When men are absent from the home, or when men are engaging in socially counterproductive behavior, women have
with white racism. Black women dismiss the degree that the system mocks them in the media and entertainment as long as the system continues to at least show more favor for them than it does for black males. This keeps them feeling like they are a part of the white dominant racist system. This is not a new relationship black women have with the dominant society. From day one, during slavery, the dominant white society has shown more favor for the less threatening black female. And every time black women spread the false racist propaganda of all single black mothers having been abandoned by black males, they reveal how tightly aligned they are with the mindset of the white racists, who take pleasure in believing the worst about black males without questioning the validity of what is said. As long as it places blame on the black males and removes blame from themselves, they take it and run with it. Then they have the nerve to accuse people like me, who point out their fuckery of causing divisions between black men and black women. Just like how white people tell blacks that the best way to deal with racism is to stop talking about it. Stop pointing it out and bringing awareness to it, because when you do that, that is what keeps racism alive. This is your queen, not mine. Stay tuned.
performing their proper role in a given society. And this links directly into the whole issue of single motherhood. When you've got an African American woman who is a single mother, there's not whoever fathered the child, and in most cases it's an African American man, when he's not there supporting her.
Where there's one, there's no fun. Where there's two, you better run. And where there are three, don't. Just run. Run. Hide. Get in the corner and cower and don't say anything, because they will have you killed. I escaped one tonight. It'll never happen again.
Black women. Now, all you black women out there with natural hair, I really don't think much of you either, because the majority of you are fucked in the head as well, as I've explained in many of my videos. But I just want to deal with this nasty ass weave, this in the heads of the majority of black women. Now, how many black men out there listening to this video is aware that black women's weave is notorious for smelling like corn chips? And you ain't got to take my word for it. You can clearly see black women talking about it themselves. Corn chips. You know what else is notorious for smelling like corn chips? Stinking ass feet. Some rotten ass, ain't been washed in weeks, funky ass, corn chip smelling toes. So why in the hell Would a black woman's head smell like some goddamn toes? Corn chips. Bacteria is what causes it. Just like with your damn feet. Moisture gets trapped.
Talking about an accident. Speaking about an accident. Be telling the story of an accident. Does it make you hate the accident? I'm never talk about the way that they look. I don't talk about the way that they smell. I don't talk about are they attractive or beautiful or anything. I suggest avoiding them. Just like you avoid a snake, a lion, a tiger, a bear, a crocodile, or an alligator. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say hate them. I don't hate alligators.
In their weave. Where that moisture come from? Mainly their own damn sweat. Right? Getting trapped in their weave. Keep in mind that not only do black women commit the disgusting act of putting other races of women's hair in their heads, that alone is nasty.
Now, let me just say something. If you have a weak stomach, turn this video off. If you like cleanliness and wholesomeness and afros, braids, and the chicks from the 70s, turn this video off. You can't handle the truth. You can't. So I'm gonna turn away because
Leave that shit in there for months. Sometimes they even develop mold under that nasty ass shit. Look at this.
Guys, you cannot leave sewing in your hair for 6 months to a year. This is the result. Everything under here is matted. So this client has to get this cut out. Start over.
That is some matted up ass fucking mold. Nasty ass corn chip smelling molded hair underneath their stinking ass weave because they left it in for 5, 6 months or even a damn year. Some of these women even get sick because of the mold under their weave. Right? Mold spores become airborne and they'll make you sick. They can even kill you. And these women are so desperate to look less Negroish and more European, more non-black, that they'll risk developing mildew, bacteria, mold, fungus, musty ass heads, just to look more like other women and less like black men. That's what it boiled down to. They leave that sew and weave in their hair while they wash it. And hell, even washing it causes it.
no. Why they watch Scandal? Olivia Pope, the black woman who's white enough to have the white masters. It's the #1 TV show. You know.
To develop mildew and mold because it can't dry properly. It's all sewn up and tied up in there. Right? It cannot properly dry. And it hairs be stinking after a while. The standard is to leave that shit in your hair for 2 to 3 months. That alone is nasty. Somebody else's hair. Sometimes they'll take that shit out and wash it and put it back in their head. If that doing some nasty ass disgusting shit. I mean, just taking somebody else's hair from a white, Asian, Hispanic, I don't give a fuck what it is. What are these other races of women? Just taking their fucking hair and sewing in your hair. That alone is gross. But they leave that shit in there. You leave that shit in there for months, you nasty motherfucker, you. And it starts to stink and develop mold and bacteria, you nasty motherfucker, you. Right, this proves how desperate they are to get as far away from looking like a black person as possible, to get as far away of resembling black men as possible. Other races of women, they don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll wear a short hairstyle just like the men in their race wear. And the men will let their hair grow long just like the women in their race. They don't give a fuck. Those women don't, think about looking too much like a white man or like a Mexican man. They got confidence in their womanhood. It's only black women who fucking insecure and sick. Even if they have to walk around with a stinking ass head full of musk and mold and bacteria. You Negroes be up in the clubs every weekend drooling over their asses, not knowing that they got some matted up hair full of fungus and mold waiting on your ass. Right? Black female insecurity is real. Black female self-hatred is real. Black female possession is real. And this is some real stinking ass, molded ass, bacteria infested ass weave up in these black women's heads. Stay tuned.
I am speechless. I'm speechless. I mean, I almost got caught up into. But there's always going to be some type of nice white man who's going to be around to tell the black woman how wonderful she is and how bad we are. And by we, I mean men of my complexion. I'm very dark, but I have no complaints. This is me. This is the mayor of Charleston, News and Courier. Thank you for the opportunity. Where there's one, there's no fun. Where there's two, you better run. Where there's three, I will not be. Do not believe me. Do not believe anyone else. Do your own research. Make your own videos. Don't believe this mug. Do not believe me. Do not believe anybody else. Do your own research. Do not believe him. Do not believe me. Remember, where there's one, there's no fun. Where there's two, you better run. Where there's three, I will not be. Good night. Good fucking night. Good fucking